I'm going to explain to you what to do if there is a fracture. If it's a closed fracture, which means that there's no bone showing through the skin, you can just bandage it up like normal and put it in a sling. However, if it's like this, which is an open fracture, it means that the bone is sticking out at an angle and there is also blood. This is important because you need to be able to stop the bleeding. Now the first thing that you want to do is get 2 small bandages and put them either side of the bone. You can get the person to hold them in place, or in a real situation they might be in pain, so you can also ask a third person to help. Now you're going to want to get a big bandage. You can fold over the pad on it to make sure it's the right side. You want to keep the small tail end out. Now we're going to put the bandage on, keeping it at one end so as not to actually apply pressure to the bone itself but just the bleeding surrounding areas. Now you want to get the bandage and pull it round, and you're going to want to keep wrapping it. Make sure it's tight as to stop the bleeding, but you don't want it too tight that you're going to be cutting off circulation. You can also get different size bandages or multiple depending on how severe it is. Now you're just going to keep wrapping until you've got to the end, in which case you're going to tie it in a double knot on top, which applies more pressure where the knot is, just for additional help in stopping the bleeding. Now as you can see, there is a gap in between. This is where the bone would stick through if it was a real scenario. You can also ask the person injured to raise their arm up. This will help stop the bleeding further.